Hey guys, Shanquella Robinson's story have so many twists and turns. It's not even funny. Now, this is the latest. I was looking to one of the major news stations, and now it's being put out there that there were no arrests. Nobody was arrested, nobody was taken in, nobody was extradited to Mexico. That's the latest news. And this is according to ABC News. And if that's the case, I'm wondering what's taking so long, because it's been almost two months now. I'm wondering if maybe someone was arrested and they don't want to say who it was, or extradited and they don't want to say because FBI is closed-lipped. They're not telling anything. And the bigger newspapers, when they have to report the news, if they're not getting it straight from the FBI, they're just saying nobody was arrested. So I don't know which story is correct. But in social media land, Dejanay have been arrested and sent over there to Mexico. We don't know if that's true or not, but we are reporting it as it comes out, with the disclaimer, allegedly, because we don't know if it's true or not, so we have to say allegedly. So Shanquella's mother, Salamandra, was on ABC News, and this is what she had to say, a little bit of what she had to say. She says she misses Shanquella. She thinks about her first thing she wakes up. But here's a little clip from ABC News, the audio.
I love this painting, the kindness, the loving person that she was. It's all I got is our memories and this photo, my child. These certain pictures make me cry.
Shanquella's father also weighed in because, as you guys are aware, it's been reported that Shanquella was his only child. And so can you imagine losing the only child you have in the world to such violence? Now, as far as I know, he doesn't have any more children, because this is what was reported. So now the latest reporting by some of the news outlets is that there was no arrest. According to ABC News, nobody was arrested and nobody was extradited. So I don't know if maybe this is what they were told to say by the FBI, or if this is true. Because according to Shanquella's mother, the FBI is not telling her anything. Nobody in the family is getting any word from the FBI. And we don't know why the FBI is not talking to the family. At this point, you would think this grieving family needs a word or two to console them, because remember, they are a grieving family, and they need some type of word to say, okay, somebody has been arrested, somebody is going to jail, somebody went over there to Mexico, got extradited. Mom's the word from the FBI. So social media is reporting that a warrant was issued and Dejanay was picked up and was extradited. Now, whether that's true or not, I have to say allegedly, because I didn't see her being picked up. I didn't see the extradition of Dejanay. We don't know if it's true or not. All we got to do is report it as it comes out and use the word allegedly, because if you're not there to see it, it's allegedly. But Shanquella's mother sat down with ABC News, and these are the few words she had to say concerning not only her daughter, but the Cabo 6.
Oh, I thank God for the 25 years that she were here with me, But I hate to see my child leave here like that, That was a terrible way for her to die. She always said she wanted to have a successful business. That's all she pretty much talked about. And she could do anything. Yeah. Anything that she said her mind to do.
So Miss Salamandra, Shanquella's mother, started talking about the last time she spoke with Shanquella. There's the footage.
She was very excited about it. She called me and I said, well, okay, enjoy yourself. And I'll call you by the time I think you've gotten there. That Friday evening, she seemed very excited about the trip, And she said she was getting ready to eat some tacos. They had a chef there. And I said, okay, love you. I will talk to you tomorrow. Enjoy yourself. And I never spoke with my child again.
So Shanquella's mom then talked about the first time she found out that her daughter was sick, not feeling well, something was wrong, but nobody mentioned death as yet. This is excerpts from the interview that Salamandra gave to ABC News. This is just part of the footage. But before we get to the audio of the mom speaking, let me just say this. Because mainstream media was not reporting on this story for a whole month, well, most of the news outlets did not even report on it. Social media was the news reporters, and they took the story and they took off with it. FBI was tight-lipped, not saying anything. To this day, they're not saying nothing. They're not giving the family information, according to Shanquella's mom. And so social media got their stories in drips and drabs from everybody that they can get it from, including some of the officials there in Mexico, like the reporter, the guy who broke the story. And so that's all we had to go by. So mainstream media is now saying no arrests have been made. But social media was saying for the last couple of weeks that an arrest was made, not an arrest, a detainment, and Dejanay will be extradited. This is what was put out. Now, mainstream media is correcting that story, and they said no arrest was made and nobody was sent to Mexico on an extradition warrant. So that's where we stand today. So let's continue to listen to what Shanquella's mother have to say. After she got a call from one of the friends explaining that Shanquella had alcohol poisoning.
And I said, well, what's wrong with it? And he said, alcohol poisoning. I didn't know what alcohol poisoning was, But he said, the doctor is on the way. And I said, well, how you know alcohol poisoning if the doctor haven't arrived yet? And I said, well, why you can't take her to the hospital? Take her to the hospital. And he said, well, they say you have to have cash money. I said, well, she has insurance. And he said, well, she need about $5,000 to be seen in the emergency room. They said that she was responsible and the ambulance was trying to resuscitate her. He said he was sorry. He said Shanquella had passed. It's like that. He wasn't even emotionally upset or nothing about it. And I said, well, it was nothing I could do. It's just my heart just crumbled, because I couldn't even get to my child. She 2,000 miles away.
So, guys, the police reported that the death was due to cardiac arrest. She had a heart attack, while the coroner reported that she had a broken neck, and the doctor reported that she had alcohol toxicity. So guys, you see the discrepancy.
I got a call from somebody, I didn't even know who it was, and they said that they was over there fighting that girl. And that's the way they left it, just like that.
So someone just called you, said that, and then hung up?
And hung up. So they was over there fighting. I don't know why they keep talking about alcohol poisoning.
Now, guys, this is a mother who has been kept in the dark by the friends of her daughter who killed her. Now she's being kept in the dark by the investigation team, the FBI. They're not telling her anything. And they're not telling her anything and the story is out. Imagine if the story was kept hush-hush on the wraps and the way they had it all set up. The Cabo 6 as well as the doctor and the police officers, they had it set up that she died of alcohol toxicity. And if the story did not break, if the video was not on the internet and it went viral, this would have been swept under the rug and nobody would have known how Shanquella died. And we see how slow the FBI is moving. It's like if they don't even want to investigate.
They was crying and said they never had a fight. They even sit here and said they was picking out what they was wearing to the funeral. They sit down here and we was talking about what colors we was going to wear and what we was going to do. And they sit here and say, pick out what they was wearing to the funeral. When they called me and the autopsy came back, it all made sense. They say Shanquella didn't die from no alcohol poisoning. They say she had been beating her neck. He broke out in a sweat and he came out of his shirt. He was sweating so bad. It's like it was eating him up.
So Shanquella's mother was talking about one of the friends who visited her. I believe that was the best friend of Shanquella when they came back from Mexico, and he visited the house trying to explain what had happened, all the lies that they had conjured up. And he was telling the mother the lie, and she confronted him and said, well, there's a videotape where you all were beating my daughter. He broke out in a sweat, she said. And he even had to take his shirt off. He was so hot and sweating. And, caught in the lie. And she said he never came back to the house. In another video, she said he never came back to the house and he never called her ever again. And they all went into hiding. They changed their numbers, and some of them even left the homes and is laying low somewhere else. So now here's the footage of the guy who said, Aquila, can you at least fight? I believe it was her best friend.
Aquila, can you at least fight back?
And when he said, could you at least fight back, Aquila in a very meek and low and, just a voice as meek as ever said, no, she didn't want to fight. And for the main purpose, I believe, she was naked. Everybody else was dressed. And she was stark naked down to her skin. The clothes she was born with, in other words. So how can you fight back when you got to cover your vagina and cover your breasts and cover your ass and all these, this woman is pounding on you and you trying to cover up and just defend the blows from hitting you at the same time. So all this stuff is going on, because if I was in her shoe, I would want to cover my breasts and cover my vagina, and as the punches are coming, I'm, intermittently using one hand to shield myself from the blows. So now here's the audio of Shanquella's father speaking out. He is inconsolable. He was talking to ABC News, voicing how much he misses his daughter and how much this really affected him, because he knew she died. Her last moment of dying was so brutal that she felt the blows, and that's what's breaking him up.
All six of them had an opportunity to stop that situation. Neither one of them didn't do nothing about it. Who give them the right to take a life? He didn't give her no kind of care, no help. I can just feel her suffering, man. The last breath she took out of her body.
I mean, it's heart-wrenching. And it was also reported that that is his only child. And if that is true, can you imagine your only child being killed at the hands of friends in this manner? When people go to Mexico, it's always a warning. Be very careful of the locals, Your life may be at stake. Stay with your friends. But who knows that the friends, these same friends who came with her, were going to be her killers. It wasn't the Mexican people. It was her friends who traveled with her in the same room. How do you guard yourself from killers who are in your midst, who you're sleeping amongst?
It's hard, but I want the world to see it. I want everything to come out because I want justice for my child.
And Shanquella's mother said it all, just in that one statement. I want justice for my child. I have to stay strong because I want justice to prevail. She also said she wants the Cabo Six, all six of these so-called friends, to go back to Mexico to have their day in court, to be tried and to serve the necessary jail time that's needed to pay for her daughter's murder. So her father had this also to say.
I thought she would be burying me, not me burying her, man. When she came to the funeral home, I stood over, man, and I told her, baby girl, you would not die in vain. Daddy will get to the bottom of it.
So Shanquella's father said he is determined to get to the bottom of all the details that's concerning her killing. But to be quite honest, guys, I cannot imagine the FBI did not arrest anyone as yet. This case is going on 2 months in the social media, and I really honestly believe they arrested someone. They may be tight-lipped about it, but I believe someone went into custody, because right now it's a high-profile case. And just like how Mexican authority have egg on their face for letting the Cabo Six go, I know the FBI don't want egg on their faces for not bringing anyone to justice and extraditing them to Mexico to serve whatever sentence that's going to be handed down after the trial. But that's just my opinion. Now, according to ABC News, no one was arrested, no one was detained, no one was extradited. And they're saying that extradition may take a long time because you're talking two countries involved, and an investigation through Interpol have to take place. Interpol have to coordinate which government is doing what and how are they proceeding. Interpol is the international police, and they get involved when two countries are involved in cases like this, murder or heinous crimes. You know, the perpetrators do the crime and then they run back to their home country, and now they got to be extradited back to the place where they did the crime, the other country. So that takes time in getting those people back to the country in which the crime took place. But I would think, since Dejanay was clearly seen on the tape beating Shanquella, at least they can detain her while they do the paperwork. This woman, if she's still out there walking free, she can flee the country. So I don't understand what's going on. There's, no real concrete information coming out of the FBI. And if I'm frustrated and you guys are frustrated, can you imagine how the family are feeling? Especially the mom and dad, how they're feeling. So ABC also reported that next month, Shanquella would have been celebrating her 26th birthday. So she did not go down there to celebrate her own birthday. They went down there to celebrate someone else's birthday, one of the other friends. So the ABC reporter asked her, how does she want her daughter to be remembered?
As the person that she was loving, loved people, loved traveling. I hurt, but I also know that God don't make no mistakes. My heart gonna hurt, and it's gonna hurt for a while. But I know God gonna give me strength to get through it.
So guys, that was so heartbreaking, heart-wrenching. Just to put yourself in that shoe, what would you do? If you got a call that your child went on vacation and a day after getting there, not even a full 24 hours of getting there, she was dead. And the friends came back and lied. And not only the friends, the doctor who is supposed to be Shanquella's advocate, do no harm. When these doctors go to medical school, they're taught to do no harm and to be the patient's advocate. If they see something that's wrong, it does not matter what the family or friends say to them. They're supposed to report it and bring those people to justice by their reporting. They got to do their due diligence. So I'm so disappointed in this doctor. But, guys, she's just an isolated case. Most doctors are not like this particular doctor out there in Mexico. Anyway, YouTubers, I'm over now. Drop your comments. Let me know what you think. What are your thoughts? Because this story just keeps changing every day. I can barely catch up and make heads or tails to what's going on. I'm waiting for the FBI to speak, because that's where the official word will be coming from. And so I'm over and out. Drop your comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and to this video. Thank you for watching.